Well, there was drama at last week's State of the Province address at the KwaZulu-Natal legislature. The DA and the EFF staged a walkout during Premier Sihle Zikalala's address. They complained about the presence of former President Jacob Zuma and other guests in the chamber. The parties say this contravened the legislature's rules. KZN Speaker Nondembeko Boyce joins us now. Good evening, Madam Speaker. Thanks very much for your time. Perhaps you can just begin by clarifying to us what the rules are. Are those people who were there, were they allowed to actually sit where they were sitting on the day?
Good evening, viewer, and good evening to the viewers. I will start with clarifying the rules. In terms of the standing rules of the KwaZulu-Natal legislature, there is a Rule 9 that allows for the address of the House by His Majesty the King on a day before the opening of the legislature to speak and address at the House. That is covered by Rule 9 in the standing rules. But also, as you go into the rules, there is a rule, Rule 32, that speaks about the determination of the legislature precinct, the chamber, and the access to it. So in terms of Rule 32, the Speaker has the authority to determine that. And the Speaker then determines who sits where. In terms of that rule, in pursuance to that rule, the Speaker has always determined that to the left and to the right, there is a wing that is outside the benches. When you get inside into the floor of the legislature, there is a side that usually sits sometimes our guests, whether also the departmental officials when they are coming to the legislature. That is not part of the main chamber. It has been determined as such. So on the day in question, in fact, I will start on Thursday because we did not only start having with the SOPA on Friday. On Thursday, the same guests that were present on Friday, they were present, sitting in exactly the same place that has been determined that they sit on, and even during ordinary legislature sittings, when there are some people that are going to be part, sit there, that are not going to be in the chamber. Then even on Friday, then they were there sitting at the same place. But also as you go down with the same Rule 32, 32.1 and 32.2 determine the legislature and the chamber precinct. But there is also item 7 in the same rule that says that when there is going to be someone who is a non-member, let's say we want, for argument's sake, to invite someone who is either a member at the National Assembly or else someone from outside the country or from another legislature. For that person to actually come and not sit at the determined area, you need to have consultation with the chief whip. It has not happened so far. There is no one that has been called inside the chamber that needed the consultation in terms of Rule 32.7. I understand that the parties in the House raised that. They raised the Rule 32.7, and we clarified them that the reading of the rule and the understanding of the rule is not what they were making it to be. In fact, it's a historic thing that happened even last year during the debates in May. They tried to raise that, and it was ruled that what they are raising is an incorrect rule, and it ended there. So when they raised that again, yes,
so you're saying you were not obliged to actually consult with these parties? There was no need?
Because there was no non-member that was addressing on the day in question that was in the chamber as determined by the Rule 32.1 and 2. That has not happened. In fact, the assertion that they were making as parties that there was someone inside the chamber or the guests were inside what is determined as the chamber is not factually true.
In other words, former President Jacob Zuma and Isilo Samabandla weren't necessarily sitting as part of the MPLs who belong to the provincial legislature. Where they were seated, that area is not designated for members of the legislature.
Yes, Vuyo, that area is not designated for members, and it is historically so, and they have never raised an issue until last year on the 15th of May. and they were clarified even then.
You don't think...
Isilo Samabandla and the former president were sitting in an area that is not designated for members of the legislature.
Okay. Speaker, thank you very much for clarifying that for us. The Speaker of KwaZulu-Natal Legislature, Nondembeko Boys.